Hello and welcome to Talking with Famous People. Took me half an hour to get this thing started, but I successfully managed to do so. And I'm hopeful that Famous Person Cinema Insult will arrive and have a conversation with me and any viewers that may show up. At the moment, I have zero viewers, so I'm talking to nobody. But it doesn't matter because at the end of this, it's going to save the video, and then what's going to happen is it will be there as a Famous Person video. This is a very convenient way of doing things. Hello, viewer, whomever you may be, whoever you may be, to be correct. Because, why? Well, the answer is the whoever would be the predicate noun after the linking verb, so it would be whoever, not whomever. Regardless, whoever you are, if you are Cinema Insult, I hope you'll be joining me shortly. And if you're not Cinema Insult, then you are somebody potentially watching this video later who's not that viewer. And hello to you as well. And we'll see if this process is successful in terms of a video making methodology, because obviously if Cinema Insult doesn't arrive relatively soon, then there's going to be this extremely long introduction that involves me saying hello to both any live viewers who may be watching and to any viewers who may watch it on the recorded thing. So to overview this whole process here, which is very neat and convenient, Google's afforded us this opportunity to use Google Hangouts in a way that broadcasts live and then proceeds directly to be a video on YouTube that persists in the same way that a normal video would. So that obviously makes the creator, the YouTube video uploader's life extremely easy in comparison to the status quo, because in the status quo you have to actually upload. With this methodology, you don't even have to upload anything. The risk, of course, is that you could have a video with a really, really long, rambling introduction as host Eric sort of describes everything that's going on here in the waiting process while he waits for Cinema Insult to show up. The other thing that's interesting is I feel different knowing that this is live. I feel like, oh shit, I can't just push stop and go, throw it away, I'll do another one. I feel obligated to somehow deliver some sort of a video that's worth watching, you know. My first video had a lot of that I tried this out on, which is a trial live thing. That produced what I would call inadequate results, as there's a lot of me sitting there going, wait, is this working? And looking at my YouTube page to see if I could see any evidence of it existing. Well, now that I know how it works, I'm going to do my best not to make something that I'm just going to have to delete when I'm done, which would be the case probably if I accomplished no conversation with anybody and walked into this with no plan, which is the current situation. Now, I don't walk into anything with a plan, so that's not unusual for me. But I would say that I haven't even tried to. I didn't anticipate waiting this long, so I didn't really have even a topic to address. I was just going to begin with a little hello. I'm host Eric. Welcome to Talking to Famous People, and here's Cinema Insult all of a sudden. But that's not what happened. So anyway, here I persist talking away, waiting for Cinema Insult to see if he will arrive. I think that one thing that I could share with everybody that would be of great interest. Let's see, what do I have to share with you of great interest? Well, let's look at this piece of paper here. It's quite exciting. See what it says on it. Oh, I know what this is. This is actually kind of interesting. I think I made a video about this already, though. There's little notes I made on the Creator Studio video I watched for YouTube. It says how you should have these 5 things in your YouTube channel: creation story, creed, leadership, Rituals language. Well, I don't know if we have any rituals around here exactly, but I'm hoping to make quadribbling a ritual. I'd like it to be done as frequently as Islamic prayer, and we have to face away from Mecca when you're quadribbling. Actually, I think somebody's going to have to be facing Mecca because you really should be around a round table or a square table potentially. Something with four. It encourages fourness. Well, first person sending an insult is still not a right. So let's go do a little exploration here. Let's find out what's going on. You know what? I'm going to include you in the adventure. They've given me a methodology to do that. It's called share screen. You ready for share screen? No, it's actually not called share screen. It's called screen share. Here we go. Pow. So, entire screen. Here we go. Share. So, as you see, now I'm sharing the screen. I'm sharing it with you. Would you like some? Would you like a slice of this screen? When I go over here, I go to the page, and there's a bell with a number next to it. And I'm going to respond to Mr. Cinnamon Insult. Oh, pause this. Pow. I'm going to respond to Mr. Oh my God, that's Cinnamon so weird. Pause this. Pow. I'm going to respond to Mr. Oh my God, that's so weird. Pause this. Pow. I'm going to respond to Mr. Oh my God, that's so weird. Pause this. I said stop sharing. Oh, Jesus Christ. I said stop sharing. Yeah. Jesus Christ. I said stop sharing. Eric immediately figures out shit not to do in Google Hangouts. Don't do that. Eric immediately figures out. No, stop that. What the hell's going on? Don't do that. Shit. Eric. Hello? Hello? Okay. I think it's safe now. Hello? Hello? Okay. I think it's safe now. Hello? Okay, how about now? Can we hear me? Do we have any echo? Is it fixed? Would appear to be fixed. That's good. Okay. And there. Okay, it's fixed. Well, I still can't get Cinema Insult in here, and I'm not sure why not. I'm going to try to add him again. I've added him several times. Add people. in several times. Ah.
Hello.
Hi.
Let
me do this. I'm going to put headphones on to see if I can deal with this echo problem I'm having.
Okay.
There, now I look very fashionable. Okay. Hi, I'm host Eric, and many minutes into this episode, welcome to Talking with Famous People. I'm here with my guest, famous person, Cinema Insult, and hello.
Hello. I'd like to be called Julian of Cinema Insults because Cinema Insults like my company.
It's not the name your parents gave you.
No, I have an actual name, but yeah, it's just my name of my like video movie studio.
Tell me about that. I want to hear more about this thing. What kind of movies?
So I haven't really like filmed like a movie in a long time. So right now I'm actually so I've been in the past I've been making short films, and now I've just been doing like random like web shows, and so right now am writing a script for like a feature length movie. Yeah.
What kind of movies what kind of stories, I guess is a better way to ask this question. What kind of stories do you like to tell or feel that you tell well in video format?
Well, how I like approach it, like I'm one of those people who, well, I just kind of just come up with an idea and just kind of do it. I don't really think of like a specific genre, but most of my stuff's like comedy. Like the script I'm doing writing right now is actually I'm writing two scripts right now. One is just a movie I'm making on my own, and the other one is a movie I'm actually collaborating with another YouTuber who's one of my friends, Vecti Kun. And so the one script is a horror comedy. It's just like a typical like horror like slasher movie. But it's like with like some killer hobo in a park, and yeah. Then the other one is like it's a comedy, but it's a little I don't know how to describe it. It's very like abstract and kind of bizarre, but yeah.
Have you watched any Mystery Island typing videos?
Mystery Island.
Okay, I'll start it. If you have done this particular assessment before, I'll mix it up anyway. I'll give you some new twists and turns. Would you like to be assessed? It's a personality assessment.
I do know. I'm pretty sure I know my.
Don't tell me.
Type,
don't tell me. Don't. I mean, I obviously have my guesses given the fact that this channel is really does a lot of videos about ISFPs. You're probably ISFP, is my guess.
You'd be
anyway, okay, so let's start. Let's see how you did here. Let's see what it reveals. It's going to reveal information to me about the test too, whether or not, or the assessment, regardless of whether it gives you any new information that you don't already know, perhaps, you know. So okay, you wake up, you're in the room, you're on a mattress, you're in pajamas. You went to bed last night, as far as you know, normal in your own bed, but around you are 15 other people who are in pajamas on mattresses. You've never been here before. You don't know where you are. You have no recollection of how you got here. You look around, everybody except for you is sleeping, and the room is dimly lit, but you can see around you. You can see a door that looks to be primarily metal, and have no handle on the inside to open it that you can see. Okay, you can see a window, but it's high up. You can't. It looks like you wouldn't be able to reach it. And you see a chest with like, well, not a chest, but like a bureau, like a little drawers thing. Okay, and and that's it. And that's what you see. What do you do first?
Uh, I would probably just like sit there for a while, and
Okay,
then
wow.
and just kind of see what happens, and then like if it's
Nothing much
gonna happen,
happens. Nothing much happens.
yeah.
People kind of rolling around and the mattress is sleeping away. You hear snoring, your son sleeping, an occasional cough or sniffle. That's it.
All right. Then I'd if I'm just sitting there like no one wakes up or anything, I'd probably just like quietly just like leave the room.
Well, you have three choices to go. I mean, where are you going to go? I've described to you the things you see around the room. You tell me where you're
Mhm.
going.
So this is like a room that I've never like been in before.
Never been
I
in
just
before. It's a square room. You'll notice on one wall there's a door, and the other wall there's a window high up you can't reach, and on the third wall there's a bureau with some drawers on it.
uh,
Other than that, it's just mattresses and people.
ah, yeah, so there's a window, and then there's a door. And is the door open or is it closed?
Closed, and you can see that, as far as you can tell, there's no door handle on the inside. You don't see
Okay,
a turnable handle that
so I
you can
can't
turn.
get out. So I
You
can't
might
get out
maybe
then.
it pushes. It might push out. You don't know.
Yeah. Uh, so a window I can't get out of. It's too high.
This is what from
Uh,
what you can see. This is what you can see from the mattress in the dimly lit room.
yeah.
All the information you have so far, because you're still sitting on the mattress 30 minutes after you woke up, musing about this situation.
Uh, uh, um, I,
It's starting to
I
have to go pee.
what?
You kind of have to go pee now.
Yeah. Okay.
It's starting to get uncomfortable. You figure, well, I better go find a bathroom or something.
But I can't like there's like no like bathroom nearby. Or
Well,
could there?
it's
You
hard
have
to
to
say
tap.
when you won't get out the mattress.
Okay. Uh, so so if I'm laying there and I had to pee really bad, and there's nothing like there's no bathroom. I'm just laying there.
Julian, you
What?
don't know if there's a bathroom or not because you haven't
Okay.
gotten up from the mattress yet.
Okay. Okay. I'll get up from the mattress.
Where are you going to go?
Uh,
You've got three choices.
I just okay. If I was in a room that I've never been in, I just randomly woke up. I'll get up, and if there's a window, I'll look outside and see like
Can't look outside. Would you like to walk over to the window area? You have three areas that you can see sort
the
of from the
window. The
fine. You go to
window.
the window area. You'll notice
Yeah.
that there is a a long stick
Hmm.
that's next to the window, and you
Uh,
didn't see it in the dimly lit before. And but you definitely can't reach the window. It's too high, but it's not that much too high. But you're not sure how you're going to be able to use this stick. And then you look across the room and you think, oh, maybe if I could bring that bureau over here, I could stand on it. But that would entail you dragging it through all the people in their mattresses or carrying it or somehow like that. And then you notice one more thing. The third thing you notice is a guy wearing mirrored sunglasses. And you think, well, if I could find some way to attach these mirrored sunglasses to the stick, maybe I could hold it up and see out the window that way. Those are the things, pieces of information you currently have. Now, you can do anything you want, but what do you want to do?
I'd try the glasses first.
Okay. Well, you've got the glasses. So the guy's sleeping. He's got his glasses on his face. You gotta take them off his face. Gonna wake him up and ask him for the glasses. You gonna take them off his face or what?
I'll risk it.
Okay, you take the glasses off his face. Now you have a stick and glasses.
Uh-huh. So,
So you're standing there. You're looking at your stick. You're looking at your glasses.
mhm. So wait, are the glasses like
They're mirrored sunglasses, like highway patrol mirrored sunglasses. And you're still standing there by the window, looking at the glasses and looking at that stick. What
okay.
am I going to do, you think?
um like what could I even do with those glasses? Like, oh my god. I don't know. Fine. You know what? I'm gonna change it, and I'm gonna go back. You can
You
do
gotta
the
go
other
back.
option.
You're gonna go back to which one? Where?
The one I'm on. Like change my options instead of taking the glasses.
I know.
You
Where do
just,
you want to go? You're gonna put the glass back on his face?
well, it would be the use of the glasses.
Well, I don't know. You're the one who took them off his face.
They're just random glasses.
You want me to do all the analysis and the thinking for you here? I mean, you're supposed to decide for you're supposed to make decisions here, which are going to reveal things to me about your personality, and of course, how you approach the test reveals a lot about your personality. I've never had anybody approach it like this before. I can promise you that. This is strange. I'm not getting a lot of information out of you because you're not doing anything. Most people are like, well, I got to go, blah, blah. They just start doing that stuff.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I have the stick. And do you say the door doesn't have a doorknob?
Well, I said that's what it looked like from your mattress, but you can't really tell. You couldn't really tell. It was dim light.
All
You
right.
have to walk over there to see if you wanted to know that.
All right. So I'm gonna go to the door.
Okay, now you're at the door. You have a stick in your hand. Did you put the glass back on the guy's face or not?
No.
You didn't. Okay. You got your glasses. You got your stick. You're at the door. And
Mhm.
you'll see that looks like it's mostly metal, but there's actually a wood part off to one side of there. And you were right, there's no handle on the inside. That's it. You're standing there looking at the door.
Mhm. I'd open the door.
Well, you mean you push it?
Yeah.
It doesn't push that way. You have to pull it.
Okay, I'll pull it.
You have nothing to grab onto. Your fingers can't fit in the little slit between the door and the side.
Then I'd try like using the stick,
Okay. So
like putting it
how are
into
you
the
going to
hole.
use it?
What?
Describe to me how you use it.
So like if there's a hole through the door, I just stick the stick through the hole, and then
There's
I'll
no
just try to
hole in the
pull it.
door. There's no hole in
What?
the door. There's no
Okay.
hole.
Uh,
This is what I would call overthinking this. Okay, keep in mind
Yeah.
there is not there's no solution to this problem. To get out of this room, all you have to do is try. Okay, I mean, like you just gotta go around and try different things, and something will get you out of there. And the
I
point of it is, um, for you to like to display preferences for one course of action over another course of action, and to display what you're displaying a lot to me right now, which is how you approach this test. You're very cautious. You do not want to commit to courses of action, which I think is interesting. And you're the opposite of impulsive in dealing with this test anyway. You just want to make sure you're painting over every decision, right? So that's revelatory, of course. But I would like to see you sort of have to make choices between different things. So, so you said you're going to try to use the stick to get out of the room, and you're not quite sure how to use it on the door. So what do you want to do now?
I'd quietly like if there's nothing like really to do, I'd quietly like wake up someone and ask like what's going on? Why am I even here?
Okay, so who do you wake up? You've got a variety of different types of people. You've got men, women, children, old people, young people. Who do you wake up?
I wake up an old person.
How old?
Like 62.
Okay, so you wake up a guy who looks to be about 62 years old, and he goes, what's going on? Where am I? Who are you? What's going on here? Well,
Okay, so I'm like, why am I here? Who are you people?
I asked you that question first, mister. Now listen here. I don't recognize this place at all, and I don't know why you brought me here, but I'm not going to take it. And he stands up, and you realize he has a cane by him, and he pulls it up, and he hits you once with it, right on the shoulder. And he says, "You better back up right now, mister." And then he goes to hit you with it again. What do you do?
Okay, I talk him out of it, and if he's like keep hitting me, I'll hit him with the stick.
What are you saying to him? You don't,
like,
don't
hey,
tell me what you're doing. Say the words you're going to say to him.
hey, like calm down. Like I just
Hits you again. Yeah, he hits you again. Right on the shoulder. You better get away from me, mister. Yeah, he hits you again right on the shoulder. Your shoulder's starting to get really hurt now, and your arm's not working quite as well, maybe. So you better, I don't know. You lifts it up. What are you going to do?
I'll pick up the stick and hit him with it. What else do I do?
Do what?
I'll pick up the stick and hit him.
Oh, you got the stick because he didn't hit him with the stick. He's like, oh, he drops his cane. What did you do that for? That's not nice. You hit an old man with a stick. Okay, what do you say?
I said, I don't care. You were hurting me.
He reaches down, picks up his cane, and hits you with it again.
I keep hitting him. I don't care.
He's killing me. Now, everybody starts getting up around them. What's going on? Why are you hitting that man with a stick? Says one person. They're starting to get agitated. And the old man's like, he attacked me for no reason. I was lying here. He came over and he hit me with that cane and with that stick. He was hitting me with both of them. What do you say?
I'd confront everyone and say, hey, I just woke up randomly in this random room, and I don't know who you people are and what I'm doing here. And I
say, all right, let's listen to him then. Okay, fine. So what do you think we should do? What do you think we should do, mister, then? You tell us. Tell all of us. We're all looking to you now. Give us the answers.
I want to get out of this room and go back home, and can you guys help me?
Okay, well, have you tried looking in that drawers over there?
No, I haven't.
Oh, well, let's go look. Well, look, there's a rock here. Maybe we can hit the door with the rock. Let's see what happens. And they walk over, they hit the door with the rock, you get out. And they say, oh, well, you should go first because you're the one who woke up first. And you walk out of the room. But right after you walk out, the ceiling collapses and kills everybody else in the room except for one little 7-year-old girl who now says, "I'm scared." What do you do? You walk out. You're out of the room. Also, there's a long hallway. You can go to the left or to the right. And the little girl's right there, and she's saying, "I'm scared. Just take me with you." What do you do?
I tell her to, hey, come with me, and then we'll like walk out of the room.
Which direction, left or right?
Left.
Okay, you get to the end of a hallway, and you see now that you can go into a laboratory. You can go outside where there's palm trees and stuff. Which direction do you go?
I go for the palm trees.
Okay, you go outside, and the little girl's like, "I'm hungry and thirsty. We have to get some food right now. I gotta go to the bathroom." And then you also see a boat that's sailing by, and um, you think that maybe if you leave the little girl behind, you can jump in the water and swim out to the boat. But if you have to take her with you, you're never going to make it to the boat. But she says, "Don't leave me. Don't leave me here. Please, please. You have to take me with you." What do you do?
I I just so if there's a I just
"No,
take
the
her
boat's
with
getting
me.
away. The boat's getting away. Take me. Pick me up and carry me. Swim me in the ocean out to the boat. Go." This little girl
I
saying, she's dragging you to the ocean now. But you
oh
know you're going to drown if you have to carry her all the way because you're not that good at
okay,
it.
so I just keep her on the island. I just leave
Okay.
her behind.
All right. So
Go to the
she
boat.
starts swimming after you, and
Mhm.
you realize that she's getting battered by waves against some rocks. Ouch! Oh no! Ow! Ouch! That's so stabby!
Uh,
What do? Do you keep swimming for the boat, or do you go back to try to get her from the rocks?
no, I'd save her.
Okay, you save her. Too bad. She was already critically injured. She's dead, and now
Okay.
there's no boat. You lose. That's how I should end these things. I'm just kidding. That's not. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter.
No.
So you revealed to me. I think you revealed quite a bit about your personality there, primarily in how cautious you are about everything, and how like,
Yeah.
should I do it or not? You want to just go back and forth about it.
Hmm.
In
That's
in your normal life, would you consider yourself impulsive?
uh in certain situations, but uh I do tend to overanalyze on things a lot, and like let's see, yeah, like I'm one of those people I guess that like overanalyze on certain things, but yeah.
Well, note how long it took you, how much concern you showed for the fact that people were sleeping, and how long it took you to wake somebody up, and how much
Mhm.
concern you showed for waking them up quietly. Now,
Yeah.
I've never been able to take this test myself because obviously I know it, but um, if I would imagine, I would say I wouldn't wake them up. I would get out of the room first thing before I wake up anybody. And some people wake up people. I had a guy do this test where his first action was to wake somebody up. And then as I proceeded to make everybody who woke up not helpful, he just kept waking more people up. I mean, it's like that tells you something about what your priority is. He obviously has FE in the dominant slot. It'd be my guess if he's looking to wake people up from the get go and very persistently. Well, someone's gonna help me, right? Whereas, I usually T Dom people who have T above F won't wake people up. They
Mhm.
want to solve it themselves, I guess. I don't know. So,
Yeah.
as far as your type, I I would say you are probably either INT. Well, I mean, you might be INTP. That would show a certain like you don't want to commit to stuff. It's very INTP-ish. They don't like to commit to things unless they feel really confident about them. It's usually more and it usually involves more abstract problems than this, but that's one quality I would note. is that evasiveness, the natural wateriness of the INTP. What makes them one of the things that makes them an effective debater is they know how to not commit to things while sounding like they're sort of committing to things.
Mm.
But I don't know. What do you self-identify as? I really don't know about you. I would say some sort of I in something or IS something. I don't know.
I did at one time think I was an INTP.
Okay.
However, when I started doing a little more research and I actually started watching a lot of videos on other people of different types, and even people in my real life, I think, are certain types. And it's how I go about things, how even how like I, like how my brain works and how I interact with people. I actually and do think I am actually an ENTP because
Well, I would say at first I was convinced you were extroverted because you want to talk about your projects and stuff, which is an extrovert thing to do, which is normal. I like to talk about my projects too. But I just that's weird. It's weird because by the time I heard was into that thing, I thought you were I probably.
Mhm.
So
and
what makes you think it's ENTP not INTP?
uh, so and the funny thing is, a lot of people. I'm kind of one of those people. If you see me at first, you might think that way, like I'm an I. But I'm actually am like if you get to know me more, I'm pretty like extrovert person. But the thing with the ENTP is well, you just like uh talk to me like just today, so tonight, so you don't really know much. But
I don't. Yeah, don't think my judgment is worth much of anything. I mean, it's like it's just you trust your own judgment more than mine for sure.
so even like as like I'm just flashing back to like what I was like, I was like when I was way younger to now. Like I think I definitely am like NE, like NE Dom, because like most of the time, like I'm thinking about like I don't know, like a bunch of things at the same time, and like I get really distracted. And then like most of my stuff, I'm just like coming up with ideas in my head, just random things. And then even how I interact with people, like I tend to be almost uh like the
Are you
class,
sure you're
like
not an ENFP is another possibility because
I actually
they're very bright. They have a lot of similarities to ENTPs. I have
I
excellent
did
who are ENFPs. The main difference is what kind of argument they use.
yeah I want actually I was saying about for a while the possibility of being a P, but so like I back to like the any thing. So like if I like when I'm interacting with people, I almost everything I like I say. I mean, I do have like normal conversations, but a lot of times like it's almost like I'm like speaking like with sarcasm. I don't know if that makes sense. Like most of the stuff I'm
Right. Okay. I
like how I'm
understand what
talking.
you're saying. The thing is,
I know.
we ultimately we all have to type ourselves, and we all have our own definition of what that type means. And what I've come to determine is there are a number of people who share many of the traits of the ENTP and identify as ENTP that aren't exactly like me, which is fine. I mean, we don't have to all be exactly the same. And then I've also determined that there are a few who are exactly like me that I've encountered, who are like so malicious from her channel, Melissa, and like Romulus. When I talked to Romulus, it was very much like talking to a mirror, like the same person, but he's younger, had different life experience. There's a certain gut smell that I get when I'm talking to another ENTP of exactly the same type. But there are subtypes is the thing, and the subtypes can manifest as quite different. So I mean, like you may be an there are some models say there's an intuitive subtype and a rational subtype, and there's a difference between those. You could factor in like a Enneagram type qualifications and say, well, like I would say I'm 738 is my trait type, and you might, for example, be like a 7-5 something or whatever. I don't know.
I did figure out my tri type.
What is?
It'd be a it'd be a 479.
Okay. Okay, because yeah, all right. So because there are ENTPs who are not considered type 7. I guess it's type 4 is the other one. That are the main types of ENTPs. That would make a lot of sense. That would make a sense for me understanding why some ENTPs feel feel like differently aligned a little bit, even though they have a lot of the same traits. So that's good to know. That's interesting.
Yeah, 'cause I like when I first like got into like MBTI, I used to think I was either an INFP or an INTP because I do have a lot of similarities to those two types. However, then I have similarities like to like the NE DOMs. Then I started researching that, and then I seem to fit a little more with them. And then because I do, I mean I can't really type like everyone because some people may think different of their own type, but like most of my friends and stuff, like observing them, like I kind of figure out what types there are, and I do think I have an INTP friend, and
Well, you know that they it's generally accepted that people identify more with their second function than with their dominant function. Um, so feeling as though you identify more with any as an any dom
mhm,
is not necessarily indicative of being an any dom. If for example, prior to, I mean, you obviously have studied this a little bit and know about it as well, and so it's going to be different for you. But I know that if somebody had been asking me describing extroverted intuition and introverted thinking to me before I started researching this stuff a lot, which wouldn't have been that long ago before I got into the cognitive function part. But before I knew about MBTI, but I didn't know about the cognitive function. If somebody described to me those two cognitive functions, I would have said TI. I'm more identified with TI for sure. But now that I sort of have researched it more, I've accepted that unfortunately TI is not, or fortunately, I don't know what. TI is not really in charge for me because I tend to blow shit up too much, you know.
mhm. And it's kind of funny. Not really on my channel now. I have an older channel that I abandoned because it got a lot of flags due to like copyright. Like, and my channel is almost about to get deleted, so I just abandoned and created a new one. And what happened? Like, I watched those old videos, and most of my videos were like, so I still do it now, but like, I do like create characters I play on video, and like this one is this like, like this like really like this angry like troll. Like he's like a person that just wants to get a rise out of people and all these characters and stuff. And they're all like videos I did where like I talked about like a game that was popular at the time. And I just said made a video and say it sucked. I made a whole video playing that character. And then what happened was like people would comment, like saying like I was wrong and this, dislike my video. And then I'm making more videos just to get a rise out of them. And then
Okay, yeah, okay, all right, I got you. That is very, that's fucking, that's ENTP behavior right there for sure. I mean, I don't know what other type wants to do that. We seem to want to do that. I want to do that some. Although I have to say, what you'll learn eventually, I think, is that it's better to be less directly disruptive and uh, more deft and crafted in your disruption. I have
mhm,
also an unsolicited piece of advice for you, as we ENTPs sometimes do. You've got to cut those fucking likes out of your speech, dude. They drive me insane. And I hear my daughter doing it, and it's an age thing. There's a youth acceptance of that I do not understand. Those are filler words that mean nothing and drive me insane. If you were one of my debaters, I bet you'd be a really good debater. If you were one of my debaters, I would just be all over that shit all day long, every day until you knock that shit off. That's how I'm sorry to behave in such a horrible fashion, but That's how I feel about it because I'm highly attuned to it. I'm sorry.
The other day at school, because me and my friends, like especially in my one class, I have uh, a friend I think is an ENTJ, and there's the other one. He left. He went to a different school, but he was an ESTP. He was definitely an ESTP. Like he was like the stereotype, like ESTP, and we were like almost. A lot of people were like annoyed at us in that class. Like,
Well, how
we
old
were
are you?
almost.
How old are you right now?
I am 17. I'm a junior in high school.
Right. So you're the same age as my daughter, but she's a senior.
Okay.
Um, she does because that's about right, exactly what I guessed. She does. She has very similar youth culture verbal tics, you might call them, as you do. And so you're still at high school. You're a junior, and how do you? What do you? Are you accepting of high school? Are you just not accepting of it? Are you like working to have fun despite, or are you working to have fun via?
I think some classes are fun. A lot of them are boring, but um, like I I think there's a lot of like flaws in the school system. Like there's some things in the school system I think are really like unnecessary, but at the same time, I'm not really like angered like towards. I'm not really rebellious to high school. Like I just kind of go to school, try to entertain myself there, do my work, and then move on. But
Well, cool, interesting. I'm concerned about schooling obviously a lot because I work in education, and I feel as though the system is damaged by the fact that it persistently violates the rights of young people by
mm,
forcing them to do shit they don't want to do. Like if you have a
mm,
kid who's misbehaving in class, why is never the question, well, would you like to go outside instead of being in here then? Maybe you
yeah,
don't want to be in class. Oh, you seem to misbehave every day. Well, probably because he doesn't like being here. Why are you forcing him to? These are the sort of questions I want to fucking highlight about education. Is that the whole system is flawed because we force children to stay in a room even if they don't want to be in there.
hmm I think that high school, it should be like structured like college. I think you should actually like middle school. I think like elementary and middle school is where you learn your important stuff, like the most important things like you can learn, and then high school it should be like college where you want to pick the classes, you want to pick the things you want to learn that can actually benefit you in the future for your possible future career that
But
you want to get in.
I think they should start that even younger though. I mean, the bottom line is we have whole generations of American adults who have been educated in this dehumanizing system where you take masses of the citizenry's children and you section them off into groups of 30, stick them in a room, and you say, okay, obey this person now, obey that person now, obey, obey, obey. And they make you sit in there whether you want to sit in there or not. You can't say, actually, Miss Jenkins, I find your class boring and I don't like it. Additionally, I think the things you're teaching us are of little value. I've decided not to come to class today. I'm going to go play outside instead. That should be totally acceptable.
Yeah,
Now, and then if the parents want to force the kid to go in there, fine. But even then, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. They shouldn't be forced to do shit. If a kid doesn't like regular school that much, then we need to find ways to individuate their growing up experience so that they do more stuff they like. Why the whole thing should be individuated from the get go? Why should people even have to go to school at all? I don't know. You learn anything you need
like
to know on the internet.
in like high school age, you're at that age where you can make your own decisions. Like you shouldn't. I think it is stupid. Like they have like the structure of like you have to do this, you have to do this. Oh, you can't, do this in class. It's like that's their decision, and
Um,
uh,
Well, okay, but look, the funny thing is, of all the age groups, adolescents are the most likely to make bad decisions. So children rarely make terrible decisions. Adolescents are the ones. I mean, I speak from experience. I was a terrible, terrible adolescent who gave his parents a lot of trouble.
Mm. Yeah, like there's a lot of people I know that do really stupid stuff, but at the same time, it should be more of a if they do screw up, it should be a learning experience for them.
Right. I mean, I do think people need to experience the realities of liberty,
Mm-hmm.
such that there are consequences and stuff like that. But really, we want to shepherd, I guess, everybody through into adulthood with a meaningful set of skills and abilities and a reasonable shot at being successful in life. But I think the problem is we're training everybody to be a cog in a fucking machine rather than go out and make something happen. It's like if in the Eric's universe as it ought to be, then school is involved in making um, available to children the paths, materials, and tools they need to manifest their own identity in the fashion that they are destined and born to best manifest. So, in other words, stop trying to make the surfers be librarians, and stop trying to make like the motocross kid who wants to just like ride around on his bike, that fucking like four S's. I've got extroverted sensing, and extroverted feeling a little bit at the end. And sometimes I kind of feel bad if I run over somebody with my car. And that guy does not need to be in fucking math and English and history and all that shit. And so what are we teaching those subjects for anyway? Why are we teaching English to people who already speak English?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
totally spoke English the day I entered school. Why am I taking 15 fucking years of English when I spoke it the day I entered the place?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like math, like okay, it's important to learn basic math, but like a lot of like algebra and geometry, like who's gonna like use this? Like you'd have to be like a scientist or something to use
Well,
this.
additionally, you learn those maths as you chase rabbit holes on the internet. There'll be an occasion when
Mm-hmm.
it intersects with something you are interested in. Like I'm interested in philosophy and stuff, right? So I'll be searching something in philosophy, and then it'll talk about some term or some function, and it'll be a math thing, and I'll look that up, and I'll not understand it really, but I'll get kind of like the half-assed gist of it, and then I'll talk about it like I understand it. That's one of my favorite things to do, and I can be totally convincing. Everyone's like, "Wow, he totally understands that."
Mm-hmm.
I sure do sound like it, huh? Um, so that's the thing about the internet is it provides you information when you need it, why you need it, because you feel like getting it, not because it's forced on you by somebody who's making you sit in a fucking box.
Mm-hmm. Uh, I think did this is about a few weeks ago. We were taking the survey thing, and like we had to take these surveys like yearly, and every year we take like a survey, and it's about like oh it's to see how many kids in the school do like drugs and drink and gamble and
The answer is five.
and
5 kids in the school.
I was taking the survey, and we were like there's a couple of kids in there, and we were like laughing like in tears. Like the survey is so ridiculous. Like what language do you speak? And one of the options like tribal language. And then one of the genders, like it said male, female, like transgender, other, and it said queer. Like that was one of the options. Was queer.
I don't understand how that's a jet. Oh,
What?
fucking. Why should that make it different? All right, how about now?
Yeah, I can
So,
hear you.
yeah, well,
Oh,
but this is fixed it before now. Okay, I guess I fixed it again. I don't know why that would matter, but plugging the headphones into the headphone hole here, it doesn't stop the sound from coming out of the speaker, but it does stop the feedback.
Hmm.
No explanation. Okay, well, to me, it feels like we're about winding down here. So I want to ask you, though, as the last question, I want to ask you, what would you, what would you like to talk about that we didn't get to talk about, or what would you like to, what did you think we hope we might get to that we didn't get to?
Maybe talk about like other MBTI types, like people we know in our life and thoughts on those certain types. What else? Hmm. I don't
Well, I'll
know.
tell you
That's about
what,
it.
listen, why don't we do this? Why don't, if you have a particular type that you think you know well that's other than an ENTP, why don't we do this again? Whenever it happens, sooner or later, doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Um, and come with a bunch of your observations and insights on that type, and
Mhm.
let me ask you questions about it and see what I can glean from you about that type that I'm probably less familiar with, because I tend to focus a lot on my own type just because it's easier than thinking hard about other types.
Mhm.
Does that sound like a plan?
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Do you have a particular type in mind that you think you would have some? Because you say you have an ENTJ friend. I don't know any ENTJs. I've never met any. I'd like to hear your observations on him. Maybe put together a list of bullet points or something, and we'll do this again. Yeah?
All right. All right.
Sound good?
Yep, sounds good.
All right, cool. So thank you very much for being on Talk with Famous People. I am host Eric, and this has been my conversation with famous person Julian Cinema Insult. Thanks for watching.